Today is a core day. We're going to work using the dip stations here. We've got the dip station and we've also got a yoga block. So we're going to do 3 exercises in each round. We're going to do 2 on the dip station and 1 using the yoga block on the ground. Okay, so before we do any of that, obviously we need to warm up. So let's put the dip station to one side for a minute. Let's make a little bit of room. Now, if you don't have these and you want to get yourself some of these, they will be available on the website. And I'll let you know details of that in due course. So, okay, standing nice and tall. What we're going to do, we're going to start from the head up. So we're going to rotate to one side. So look to one direction, come to the middle, look to the other direction. And then we're going to rotate all the way up to the other one, half rotations, and then we're going to rotate all the way to the bottom, like so. Okay, shrugging those shoulders now, changing those directions. Okay, slightly wider, slightly longer. Change direction. 1 forward, 1 back. And change direction. You might be thinking, why are we warming up our arms? Well, we're going to be on the dip station and we're going to be using our arms a lot to support us. Okay, so hands out in front like this. And we're going to rotate to one side, keeping your feet planted on the ground. Okay, now collapse the feet or lift up with the back heel, I should say, to give yourself a better range of motion. Okay, stand nice and tall, hands on hips, and we're going to rotate those hips, okay? So going one way and then going the other way. Nice and wide, really push out on each of the corners. If you imagine you've got a square box and you want to try and get to each of the corners, going to one corner to the other corner. Okay, hands to the ceiling. Put your fingers and thumbs into like a triangle position like this, looking through, bending behind you, coming forward. And then what we're going to do is just let gravity do its work. Keep those legs nice and straight. And then we're going to push down to the ground. If you can, put your palms on the ground. If you can't, just go as far as you can. Okay, walking forward with your hands. Walking backwards with your hands. Move your feet to the side for a bit. Walking behind your hands. Walking your hands forward. Walking your hands to one foot. And then lift the front hand up. And keep looking up to the thumb. Bring it back down. Walk your hands to the other foot. And do it on the other side. So bring the front hand up. And look at the thumb all the way up into the ceiling. Bring it back down. Okay. Back into the middle. Stand nice and tall. Just shake that off. Okay, whew. So that's the warm up. What we're going to do is jump straight onto the dip bars. So bring the dip station out. Okay, I'll just talk through what we're going to do before I do it. So we're going to lift up with our knees. We're going to raise up with our knees. We're going to put our feet back down. We're not going to touch the ground. Then we're going to keep doing that. We're going to do that let's try and aim for 10 movements, okay? If you can't get to 10, record where you've got to, and then that will be the number for you to beat. Okay, so get yourselves into the middle, brace yourselves on the dip bar, bring your body weight up. Oops, sorry. Bring your body weight up, and then yep, whoop, like this. You want to have your knees together and your heels together, and you're going to go for 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, last one, 10, down. Okay, let's move these to one side. Let's have a little bit of a rest, and we're just going to chill for a bit, because that's certainly, I can certainly feel that happening in the core. Again, if you couldn't get to 10, don't worry about it. Just note down the number that you managed to get to, and then that'll be your number to beat. So the next exercise, we're not going to use the dip station, we're going to use the yoga block. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just do a demo first. Now, this is quite a versatile piece of kit, this yoga block, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to do it. Quite a lot. And what we're going to do, I'll just put it here, like that. We're going to lay with our shoulder blades back, our hands down. We're going to be slightly lifting the upper body a bit, but we're going to bring this up, we're going to rotate and go over like this. Okay. Now, if you want to increase the difficulty here, do it like that. So we're having to come up and down, up and down, up and down, like that. Okay, or you could just have it, I'm going to have it in the normal standard way, like a flat brick. Okay, so put the yoga block down, put your feet to one side like this. I'm just going to move myself into a better position. Okay, so we're going to come up and down, up and down. That's 1. Now, when we go down, we don't want to put our heels or our legs on the ground. Okay, so let's do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Oh, yeah, you can really feel that in your core, because what you're doing is you've got the core completely tight on the whole movement, because you don't want to be dropping your feet, and the movement going up and down is nice and controlled. We're not just suddenly dropping our feet down. In fact, our feet should not be touching the ground throughout the whole movement, and that's the difficulty part of it. Okay, so let's get back onto the dip station. So give yourself a bit of a break. What we're going to do now is we're going to do some leg some, I want to call them leg raises, but we were technically doing leg raises before. This is where you have your feet stuck together and you're just literally hinging and you're holding it there for about 2 seconds and then you're coming back down, going back up, hinging it for 2 seconds and coming back down. It's a bit like, I guess it's a bit like an L sit, I suppose, but I'll do a demo first and then we'll start. So what we're going to do, we're going to brace ourselves again. We're going to put our feet together and we're just going to come up and we're going to sit here, come back down. That is 1. Again, we're going to try and go for 10. If we can't, don't worry about it. Note down where you are. That is the number to beat next time. All right. Brace yourself. Going for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Wonderful. Really feel that. Did you see with this right one, it did a shake. That's because I had too much weight on this side, and the stabilizing muscles then brought that back to the right position. Okay, so give yourself a break and then we'll go straight back onto the first set, where again we're going to use the dip bars and we're going to do what I call leg raises. Knee raises, we'll call them knee raises because that's what we're doing, we're raising our knees. Oh. Shake that all off. How long have we got? We've got 20 seconds to go. Whew. So bring the dip bars back in. Get them into position. That's it. Yep. Okay, so again, knee raises this time. Just going straight up and straight down. Again, put your knees together and your heels together. Coming up to brace. And then 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. 4. And down. 5. Down. 6. Down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, last one, 10, down. Woo! Oh boy. Okay. Those kick my ass. Right. So give yourself a bit of a break. Get your heart rate down. Have a drink if you need to. The next exercise is going to be with the yoga block. So again, have that to one side. You want to start slightly off angle because this is supposed to be in the center line. Excuse me. Need to get my breath back after that. Okay, we're going to start in 10 seconds time. Can I just sleep here? Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get cracking. So up and over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Wow. Right. Give yourself a break. Put the yoga block away, and then we've got those L sits. 10 of those, and then that will be the second set complete, and then we got the whole thing again for the last round. Woo! And by that time, if you're anything like me, your core will be screaming at you for all that hard work, but it is worth it. It certainly is worth it. You got to think in your head, where do you want to be in 6 months' time? You either can achieve a bunch of stuff, or you're going to regret a bunch of stuff. And this is where we put in the hard work, all right? And I don't care how many reps you do. I just care that you do it. Because you can always build on reps. There's no ego here. You know, if you can't do 10, do 5. If you can't do 5, do 3. If you can't do 3, do 1. Just do it. Because next time you can see if you can increase it and better yourself. That's the whole point. All right, so let's get cracking. So again, we want to keep our feet and our leg and our knees together, and we're just going to hinge with our pelvis going up here and then coming back down. Try and hold it for between 1 and 2 seconds at the top. Okay, so here we go. Going up for 1 and down, 2 and down, 3 down, 4 down, 6, 5, what am I doing? 7, I've lost count. 8, woo, 9, last one, 10. Woo. There we go. Sorry, I lost the ability to count numbers. Okay. So that was a toughie. That one is probably the hardest one out of the lot because of the brace, and you're trying to keep your feet at that level for between 1 and 2 seconds. I could only do it for about 1, as you could probably tell. Right. Give yourself a bit of a break. Try not to have a heart rate as high as mine. Mine's in the 150s. So we're just gonna chill before we get into the next set, the last round. The thing I love about the last round is that all the exercises you do in the last round, that is the last one. So you can have little mini feedback, congratulations, after each set in that last round, knowing that actually you're not going to be doing that anymore today. And also it's an opportunity to really push because it's the last one. Okay, so let's bring the dip bars out again. We're going to do our knee raises now. Okay. Again, knees and feet nice and tight together. Up for 1. down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, last one, 10. It's the last one, so we hold it, down, whoo, there we go. Put those torture devices to one side, and then have a little break. Make sure you're taking on plenty of fluids during this, okay? And again, we're going to come down, grab our yoga block, put it down, put your legs to one side, and we got about 30 seconds just to chill and reset before we crack on with that. It's a nice opportunity to breathe through the nose and out through the mouth. This encourages the heart rate to get down. This oxygenates the blood. All right, so lay back on the ground, hands down to support you. Remember, do not let your feet hit the ground. Okay, going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Hold it down. Ooh. Okay, well done everyone. We've now got to the last and final exercise in today's workout, which just happens to be the worst one out of a lot of them. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time. Funnily enough, my heart rate was going down on that. Maybe it was because I was laying down. My body was thinking, oh, you're going to go back to bed? That's a great idea. Let's do that. So this is our L-sits. We're going to try and hold it for as long as we can. I'm probably two seconds maximum on the up and then down. Okay. All right, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, brace yourself up. Coming up for 1 and down. Up for 2, down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, down. Halfway. 6, down. 7, down. 8, 9, down. Last one, come on, make it big. 10, hold, down. Whoa. There we go. Oh, there we go, there we go. Well done, everyone. That was really tough. That was really tough. Let's just chill. Let's bring on some fluids. Let's just relax for a bit. And then once the heart rate is down, we'll get on to a nice, gentle warm down. Woo. Yeah. The Wednesday session is always brutal. Okay, so I want everyone to sit on the ground nice and comfortably, okay? So none of this laying on knees or whatnot, just nice and comfortably. We're going to have our hands out in front and we're just going to push out like this. And then we're going to push to one side. And then we're going to bring the mice up nice and tall, up to the top, up to the ceiling. And we're going to push up like this. Okay, put your hands down to the sides. We're going to have one hand firmly on the ground. The other hand, we're going to bring it up nice and slow. Try and keep it so your hand is behind your, or just in line with your ear here. So it's not in front, it's up like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to bend to one side. And alternate, so put that on the ground. This hand goes up. You should feel the stretch on this side of your body this time. And then bring it down. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna kneel on the floor. We're gonna go down into child pose, okay? So from here, we're gonna slide our hands forward over the ground. As we do this, we're gonna push our bottom backwards and move our hands forwards. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our hands apart, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up into Cobra. And we're going to look straight up. We should be on the knees, on the front of our feet. And we're just going to bend up, looking to the ceiling, feeling that stretch in the back. Imagine you've got like a piece of string from your belly button and it's tugging at you, pulling you forward, pulling that belly button down and forward. There we go. Okay, from here, we're going to get into cat-cow. So I'll just go to this side here. Okay, so what we're going to do, imagine you've got a string belly button pulling you down, okay, like this, pulling that down, and then imagine you've got another piece of string at the back pulling you up. We'll do that for one, coming down for two, up for two, down for three, up for three, down for four, up for four, last one, down for five, and up for five. Okay, whew. Shake that off. Okay, we have done some work on our arms and our shoulders because that's what we were holding, that's what we were bracing ourselves on, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to put one hand behind your head and put your other hand on the elbow and pull it down. Just hold it there. Changing hands. Okay. And do some shoulder rotations and changing that direction. Oh, wonderful. Whew. Well, thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining today's session. It was brutal. Wednesday sessions usually are, because it's the core, working on the abs. We don't always use a dip station, but it's a great piece of kit, and I'm certainly going to be using more yoga blocks in the future. So if you want to know where to get the dip station from, there is a link on the site that you can get that from, as well as the yoga block too. It's a fantastic piece of kit, that dip station. It's really good. But I want to iterate. It's not about the amount of reps you can do. Okay, if you're just starting out, it's not about the amount of reps you can do. Just get ahead and do something. Make a record of how many reps you were able to achieve today, and then next Wednesday, see if you can beat that. Okay, see if you can beat that. And that's how we progress. There's no ego here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry if you can't do 10. Drop it down to, whatever feels comfortable for you. But as long as you're doing something and you're progressing throughout the journey of your fitness, then that's all that matters. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next live fitness class. Thank you. Bye-bye.